Hi, Anjay from Kit Guru here, and today in the studio we've got Ben from Chillblast. Ben, you bought something quite small. What is this?
This is the Chillblast Fusion Nano. It's designed to be one of the smallest, powerful gaming PCs on the market. So I say powerful because it's got an overclocked quad-core i5 and a GTX 970 hiding away inside. So this is not your usual mini PC with the usual compromise.
So Ben, what kind of specification are we looking at?
So we've got a quad-core i5 CPU overclocked, and we've got NVIDIA's GTX 970 graphics card, coupled to SSD and a hybrid secondary drive. So it's got all you'd expect in a full-size PC in something half the size of a Bitfinex Prodigy.
So Ben, want to take a look inside? How easy is that to do?
So you need one of these, about 10 seconds of time, and then it's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side panel.
The side panel comes off and you've got access inside?
Absolutely.
So Ben, we've got the side panel off. What are we looking at inside?
Okay, so we've got a Core i5 4690K CPU overclocked to 4.3 GHz. That's kept cool by this Corsair water cooler that you can see here. That's the radiator I'm pointing to, and the 120mm fan at the back, which also doubles up as an exhaust. Pump sits on top of the chip. This is all powered by another piece of Corsair kit, the CX750M modular PSU. It's got to be modular in a case like this, just because otherwise you've got too many cables getting in the way.
That would be fun. And what's the mainboard sitting at the back?
So the mainboard is an Asus Z97i+. Comes with all mod cons, supports overclocking. It's got 802.11 and AC wireless.
And those ports are on the back, yeah?
Yep. There we go. You can see the 2 antenna points here. You've got gigabit Ethernet. You've got a host of USB 2s, USB 3s. It's got integrated graphics, which is obviously disabled in this case, and onboard audio, including SPDIF.
There's a lot of connections for the graphic card we're seeing at the top. Obviously, you've got the protectors on at the moment. What graphic card is this again? This
is the Gigabyte GTX 970 4GB. It's a micro edition, as you can see. It ends right here, just in front of the PSU. So it's about half the size of your regular GTX 970 card. It's got a dual heat pipe cooler here, keeps everything cool. And as you can see, we've modified the chassis on the top so that the graphics card can breathe directly. So we cut a hole in the top of the Rygen Themis case, fit a blowhole guard and some nice rubber just to make everything look good. So the graphics card is breathing directly through the case. It's not adding to the temperature at all of the interior. Okay, so we've got Windows booting off a Samsung 850 EVO 250GB solid state drive. And then for your Steam library, we've also got a 1000 gig Seagate SSHD. So it's intelligent and it learns how you use your system. So in the case of a secondary drive, it'll look at the games that you boot up most regularly and it will cache those settings, levels, etc. to the SSD portion of the drive.
So have you guys actually done tests where you've tried SSHD on its own, SSD on its own? Did you find this is a better combination? Yeah,
it's the best combination because an SSD for Windows is still considerably faster than even a hybrid. But when you're loading up the same level again and again, if you're a Dota fan or like a bit of LOL, then having an SSHD can be up to 5 times quicker than just a standard mechanical secondary drive. So it's still giving us a considerable benefit over a normal mechanical drive as the secondary volume there.
Now, one thing I noticed before when you turn the system forwards, you guys actually put this in yourself. This is modded.
Yes, this is a modified version of the Rygen Themis case. So we essentially use a hole saw, cut a hole in the top, and then we attach a fan guard here to stop your fingers getting caught in the GPU fan. And then we put a little bit of rubber edging just around the side to make it look professional and, again, stop you from hurting yourself on any sharp edges.
I mean, that, even on close-up, that looks factory fit, perfect. How long does it take you guys to do this?
It would take me all day. It takes one of our pros in the factory about 5 minutes to do that.
Now, Ben, like I said, it looks gorgeous close-up. I mean, the aluminium finish is really, really spot on. If I'm not a Chelsea or Everton fan, do I get a choice on colours?
You do indeed. This comes in 6 different colour choices.
Can you remember them all?
Well, I'll try it. We've got black, silver, blue, green, red and gold.
Okay. And if you order one of these, given that you're cutting holes and stuff in, are they off the shelf? Is it custom design?
It's all custom designed. So when you're configuring your own Fusion Nano, you can choose capacities of SSD, how much RAM you want, There's different choices on the case.
And ballpark from the time you say, okay, this is something I want, how long does it take you guys to put it together, test it and ship
It's
it?
7 to 10 working days.
Cool. Is there anything else we need to know about this?
Well, one of the questions you'll probably get asked is, how does it stay cool? You know, where does all that heat go in a small chassis? So it's time to dispel one of the myths about small cases, and that is that they don't necessarily run any hotter than a full-size case. So if you think about it in terms of science, you've got fans that intake and exhaust heat. So if you've got the same number of fans in a small case as you have in a big case, you're actually transferring the heat through that case more rapidly if it's smaller. So if you've got a 120mm intake and a 120mm exhaust in a small case, and those same two fans in a bigger case, you could be replacing the air twice as quickly in the small case. So although it sounds completely at odds with what you might expect,
You've
we
actually moved a larger volume of air
Exactly.
through. So if you do the CFM calculation, you've got more heat moving out faster.
Exactly.
I noticed you've got a little bit of perforation. If you just want to spin it around, a little
Yep.
bit of perforation on this side.
Yep.
This is decorative? Or no, that goes straight
No,
through.
it's not decorative. That corresponds exactly to the back of the CPU socket on the motherboard. So even the back of the CPU socket does give off some heat. So you know it's nice for it to just come straight out here. But the entire case with the Rygen-Tech Themis, because it's 100% aluminium, does act as a giant heatsink. So you'll find that the case is warm to the touch when you're gaming. That's by design, because the case is actually expelling the heat by conduction as well as through convection.
So basically the idea is it doesn't really matter how much heat's leaving it, you just don't want the heat staying inside.
Exactly right. So the important things are what temperature is your graphics card running at, what temperature is the CPU running at. So within this case, we've had it measured, and it's less than 80 degrees on the GPU, and we're less than 80 degrees on the CPU, and that's running at 100% load. So in an artificial testing scenario with Prime 95 and Firmark.
Which is way more than you'd normally get in a
Absolutely.
gaming scenario. So if people go on your website and you're interested in this kind of product, what should they be looking for? What's it called?
So it's called the Chillblast Fusion Nano. Easiest way to find it is just to pump the word nano into our website on the search box, and it costs £1,099, including VAT.
Plus whatever odds and sods you want to put on top. And if you guys build it, I don't have to cut the hole in the top myself.
That's right, we take care of all the mods for you.
You're cutting holes. One last thing just before I let you go. So normal warranties, 1 year, 2 year?
We actually give you a 5-year warranty package, which encompasses full collect, return, parts and labour for the first 2 years.
So you're quite confident.
Very confident.
Ben, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.